Hi, my name's David Boyce. I am the current chair of the Minnesota Renewable Energy Society. Thank you very much for volunteering to have your home or your facility on this year's, that is the 2009 Minnesota Solar Tour. We couldn't do it without you, and we really appreciate everything that you do for our organization. Now, I wanted to remind you, first of all, a little bit about the Minnesota Renewable Energy Society, because you are our ambassadors when people come to your home to see what kind of equipment you have. So our organization is a nonprofit organization, a 501c3, so donations are deductible. We were formed in late 1978, early 1979. This is our 30th year in existence, and we have an office in Minneapolis. We are the state chapter of the American Solar Energy Society, and so we have a significant relationship with that nationwide organization. And the solar tour that you are going to be part of is actually a nationwide tour. And by participating here, you are, in good company with people all across the nation in opening your home to the public so that they can have a better understanding of what renewable energy is, what solar energy is, and how they might be able to use it in their homes. I know I have a friend who told me that he was inspired by coming on the tour and seeing my home to do an installation at his own home. And that's exactly why we are doing this. And again, thank you. Now, besides the solar tour, the Minnesota Renewable Energy Society has other events. The biggest other event that we have is the Solar Boat Regatta. And that happens in the spring and generally in May, about mid-May, before school is out. And we have a lot of school teams, high school teams and junior high teams that participate in that event. The teams actually build a solar-powered boat and race that on Lake Phalen during our regatta. It's a great learning experience for them, and it's really exciting for people to see what they've been able to construct and the teamwork that it takes to get through a race day. We also appear at many community events such as the Living Green Expo, the Eco Experience, and large venues like that, as well as small community events where we're just there to provide education about renewable energy, solar energy, and what people can do in their own lives. Now, another thing that we do that we've really worked up well the last couple of years is training and workshops. We have a series of workshops for the average citizen to come in and learn more about renewable energy. We also have professional level trainings that we've done, particularly in solar thermal. We've got a wind course that the second part of it is coming up this year. So we really have expanded our offerings in terms of workshop and trainings. Now I'd like to tell you a little bit about specifics of the solar tour. It is always the first Saturday in October, which the year I'm making this tape is October 3rd. The hours are from 10 to 5, so that's the time that we expect you to have your home open or your business open for the public to come through. The importance of this event is really allowing the public to see actual working systems, and most importantly, I think, to talk to the owners or the installers to understand what they like, what they don't like. In fact, somebody told me, well, that's the most important question. What would you do different the next time? Because that's where the learning point occurs. So that's that's the hours of time, and you're going to get some materials from us. We've tried to streamline things a little bit this year. You will not get everything in the mail, but you will get some things in the mail. Other things we'll ask you to download from our website, mnrenewables.org. I think you're all familiar with that by now, but it never hurts to be reminded. You will definitely get balloons, yellow balloons, to put out at the curb, whether they're attached to a solar tour sign or might be a situation where we can't get a sign to you. As long as you got the balloons out there, that will let people know that yours is one of the homes on the tour. And we're not going to use the passport system this year. We are going to be just having people sign in when they come to your home or business. Now, some people are reluctant to sign in, or they have a big group and only one of them signs in. So what we'd like you to do is also try and keep just a simple tally of the number of people coming through your home or business, so we have a good idea of the number of visits. Try to think of a way for people to flow through your home or the facility in a nice way. If there's bad weather, you have to think about, well, you might want to ask people to take off their shoes if that's appropriate for your place, and if so, you want to have a place where they can put them. It's always good to have somebody greet people at the door and to remind them to sign in and to keep the numbers. So I think comfortably, 2 people is an absolute minimum for getting through one of these tours, and 3 seems to, I think, be easier, because if you can have someone that's greeting people, if you have another person that is covering the general background information, maybe some of the things you've done around conservation, some of the other things they might see close to the entry, and then a third person that is more focused on the more technical end of things. For instance, in my house, the inverter is in the basement, and batteries are in the basement. A lot of people want to see all of that stuff. So my wife is upstairs talking about conservation and our efficient appliances, and I'm down in the basement most of the time with the inverter talking about it and the rest of our system. So think of the flow through your house, and feel free to close off areas of your home to basically say they're not part of the tour. If you have pets, you probably would want to have your pets in a separate place during the tour. Feel free just for, set your own parameters of where you're going to allow people to go. Don't feel at all like you have to open up everything. Be as narrow with it as you care to be, because we want you to be comfortable, because you're the ones that are really making this program happen. Look at some other questions you might run into here. If you have any hazards, unexpected steps, low doorways, that kind of thing, it's good to put a sign on there. So that people don't get, you really don't want, none of us want anyone to be injured on the tour. So watch your step type of sign, or step down, or low, watch your head, are good signs to have up. You might have children, and it would really be, my experience has been, if your children are of the age where they need care by an adult, it's really good to have somebody that's all they're doing, and the children are either in a separate place or not part of the tour, because you will definitely be busy enough during the tour day that you're not going to have a good quality time to spend with the children. So please think about taking care of them in a different way. We discourage the use of, perfumes, heavily scented candles, anything like that, just to make it comfortable for people coming through. We put on a pot of coffee, and that's actually probably a good scent for most people, and you may need it. I know that there have been years where on the tour I haven't even had time to have lunch, barely have time to get a glass of water. You might want to prepare a sandwich or something in the morning before the tour starts, so that it's something that you can just grab between talking to groups of people. And another thing that people that coming on the tour really like is fact sheets. Now, all of our information is up on the web, and certainly they can download it from there. But the you can, if you do your own fact sheet, you can include more information about your whole situation than we currently have up on the web. The website page is really pretty bare bones for the most part. So if there are things about your conservation efforts, or particular things you had to do for your installation, like we had to beef up the rafters in the roof for the installation of the solar. Those are the kind of things that you can include on your own fact sheet. We're not looking for anything fancy. You don't feel the need to have pictures or color or anything like that. But if you do have that talent, feel free to go ahead. The packet that you do get in the mail will contain some magazines. I assume some Solar Today magazines from ASUS. It will that will be free to be given out. It may contain materials from other partner organizations that have donated to defray the cost of the tour. And I think that people also like to know who your installer was, and what your experience was with them, and what your contact information is for them. Because a lot of people are, when they come on the tour, they're on the verge of making that decision to do it themselves. And if you can provide them that little bit more help, it might just get them right over that. I do hope that part of the materials here will be financial information. As I'm sitting here right now, there's some question exactly about whether Excel is going to have a rebate program starting next year. There's a question exactly about what the state rebate program is going to be. Currently it's $2 a watt, but it's subject to change, and it's there's also a question of what amount of money is going to be in there. That's something that's always in flux. We'll try to, I think, have the most up-to-date information on the website so that you can print that off and be able to let people know what the financial incentives are currently. Everyone's going to ask about cost. How much did it cost? And I think it's up to you to answer that question if you want to. I mean, I grew up in a time when you weren't supposed to ask anybody what something costs. That was kind of a private issue, but my experience is that everyone that comes through the tour wants to know. Just relaying a quick story for myself, my wife and I are currently looking at having a new set of panels and inverter installed. In just about the same footprint on our roof, we are going to get twice as many watts as we did 10 years ago. And with the rebates and the tax credits, it's going to cost us about half as much. That's the kind of story that you can tell to people. There really isn't a better time to get into this. I think that prices have really come a long way since we started this tour many years ago, and there's going to be a lot more people that will find it affordable. And I hope that you can encourage them to do that. Again, thank you very much for agreeing to be a part of this tour. We couldn't do it without you.